My predictions. Hold on. Here's my predictions, okay? Now that we have time, here's my predictions. So we go like this. Here's my predictions. Here's what I think they're gonna do. They're going to go. Okay, they are going to, because this game is DEAD. This game is dead. So they need this nostalgia. So my guess is they're going to do Whiterun. Whiterun is my guess. Is that they're going to do Whiterun. They're going to do the Whiterun Skyrim area, which gives them access to the Companions Guild, which will be kind of cool if they do it. Companions, gee, this would be cool if they do it so you can make your own companion. That's what I really want. Making your own companion would be kind of cool to have happen. I doubt that they're going to do that, but this is what I think they're going to do. Is they're going to like 100% go into the nostalgia of Skyrim and be like, oh, we need players like really badly, so let's go into the nostalgia of Skyrim. That would be my guess. To be honest, think about it this way. If you're just playing Skyrim, what do most people do in Skyrim? They do like the main quest, but they do the main quest if you're in Skyrim, right? But generally you only do like the first 1 to 2 quests, right? So I think that if they do Whiterun, if they do the zone Whiterun, I think that'll equal more players. Because I think like more people have nostalgia for Whiterun than they do for like Solitude, you know? They released Solitude and that was like meh. But I think like Whiterun would have way more nostalgia based. I think this would get a lot more, like this would get like a lot more players than this, you know? Because more people recognize Whiterun, you know? Oops. More people recognize Whiterun than any other zone in Skyrim. So I think that they should definitely do Whiterun. Because think about it. Whiterun's like the first zone that you're in. Not really, but it's like the first zone that you travel to. It's like you go down the hill and it's like, oh, I'm the Dragonborn. And most people get bored of the main quest. They don't get bored of the main quest right away. Most people go to Whiterun, talk to the Jarl, become a dragon, and then they abandon the quest like shortly after they become a Dragonborn. So it's like, I think Whiterun has the most chance to be nostalgia bait. So that's why I think they should do the zone Whiterun. If they really want players, they should do that zone. But that's just my opinion. And also, make your own companion. That would be cool. The Companions Guild would be the perfect chance to make your own companions. Companions Guild equal perfect chance to make your own companion. That would be like peak. And then like, oh, not like you could like, you know, pick from like select voice, you know, you could pick like A to B voice, you know. Do you want deep voice? You want low voice? Do you want male? You want female? You know, it wouldn't need to be like, and then you could like kind of like, oh, I want to make my guy look like this, or like, you know, white hair. So I think that would be cool. Like, it doesn't need to be too in-depth, just in-depth enough that like to give you a reason to be like, oh, I want to make my own companion. That would be awesome. That would generally be my idea to save it. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do about it. Let's go, which one? Metal. This one's fine. Yeah, that's what they gotta do. We are 2 minutes over. Is it started yet or what? Okay, it's technically, okay. Announcement starts in 1 minute. Okay, so we gotta watch an ad, of course. Alright. So, watch to earn drops. Alright. We are technically, let me close this. Let me, we'll put that on. Riveting. Okay. Now. Okay. Now. Dragon Knight class Thieves Guild. Share Aura. New trial. New ways to improve more. New experimental content. New stories. Werewolf Fresh. New event, the night market. Okay, well they literally just told us what you're gonna have. So Thieves Guild. What? Why not new experimental content? I don't know what that means, but I am genuinely kind of alright. That is fine. So times 3. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't like how they just kind of said we're doing this. They kind of just spoiled everything out the gate. Shea Gorath. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's go full screen. I don't think we need the chat. Okay, I'm just I have my okay. Huge. Best update ever. In-game purchases. Let's see what it is. Oh, huge. I'm actually gonna turn this down because that is like extremely freaking loud. Why is that so loud? That's like overwhelming music sound. I'm hoping there's not gonna be that loud the whole thing. Okay. I hate these seasons, man.
Hi everyone, and welcome to today's announcement live stream.
I'm here.
Jess and I are here from the ESO community team to help guide you through some big changes coming to ESO, and we are looking forward to sharing those plans with you right now.
All right,
we mentioned this last year, but we are officially shifting away from chapters and DLCs to make content a lot more accessible through
I hate seasons. Seasons are awful.
We're going to talk through the vision of what seasons are, how it delivers varied and sometimes experimental
That's because every game is doing seasons, so they kind of have to because Microsoft is forcing them.
During the stream, we'll show you a roadmap
I hate
of
seasons.
2026 and give a glimpse of other long-term initiatives that we're
They're
working
trash.
on. And we'll also share details about Season 0 and reveal 2 brand new in-game features that are going to allow you to earn all sorts of in-game rewards.
Season 0.
Today, you're also going to hear about how we've refocused our internal teams here at Sauce to deliver changes for all of you.
Did she just say Sauce or Sauce?
Prioritizing most requested features, and even auditing combat, just to name a few things. The journey begins in our next
most requested features, so like Cyrodiil, fixing PvP.
Stream. We'll also share with you how we're going to continue to level up our dialogue with you, including some specific follow-ups, such as watch for a survey link in chat at the end of this stream to share your thoughts with us about
I'm going to share my thoughts
today.
I'm going to give a strongly worded letter.
We're communicating a lot today. But have no fear, we will have plenty of deep dives and blogs and additional live streams to talk through everything in a lot more detail over the next few months. Also, a lot of what we are talking about today will be available on our test server next week.
So we recommend everyone get comfy.
You know, my last crates that I got from this live stream, I got literally no good items. They were all just bad items. It was like no hats, no mounts, no like anything, just all bad items. It was like, oh, you get like a crown poison, And anybody who knows, those are useless.
ESO fans and seasoned game devs. So welcome both.
Who's
Thank
this?
you. Very excited to be here.
Yes,
Yeah,
agreed.
you look
Very excited
excited.
to be here. And I want to bring up one last thing before we get started, which is that, as Jess said, we have a lot to get through today. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is transparency in our feedback loop and telling you guys things that we maybe haven't historically always told you. And one of those things that I'm going to talk to you about is the fact that we currently have about 47,000 cameras on us to do all of this. And Jess and Gina have a big old stack of notes.
We have about 5,000 pages of notes here.
So much to tell you about today. And Nick and I have monitors in front of us.
It's not
to
really
remind
the
us of all of the
transparency
things that
I
we need to
wanted
tell
from you.
today.
Just
So
tell me
all of that
what
is to
the
say
game's gonna
that,
be.
If it sometimes looks like we are reading,
Just tell me how
things,
dead
that's
this
'cause
game
we have
is,
so much
man.
Stuff we have to remember that we probably are.
And we
So,
want to get it right.
transparency, yes, and we want to.
I
get
like
all
that
right.
shirt though. That's
So,
a cool
Thanks
shirt.
for having us.
We want to make sure we don't forget anything.
It says
Actually,
Blackwood and
really
then the
exciting
shirt's
stuff,
black.
right?
So I mean,
All
hey,
right, so
that
before
fits.
we reveal what is to come, we feel like it's important to just briefly talk about how the past has informed the future. So, Nick, we'll start things off with you. Let's talk a little bit about
Just put the
ESO up
updater in
until
the
this
bag,
point.
little bro.
What
You
have
know,
we learned
you'll
over
need
the
to-
years with subscriptions and chapters and what have you, and how are we looking to evolve?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, ESO, we're coming up on 12 years in just a few months, which is pretty crazy.
Sweet
It's pretty
sister.
wild. And when I look back at ESO's history, it's full of a lot of resilience and transformation. And you know, over those 12 years, we made a lot of innovative decisions.
Dude, that
when we
update,
needed to,
the
you know, like
lidless one,
Tamriel
oh,
instead,
it's awful.
introduction of chapters and so on. Right, they were the right decisions at the time for building the game's foundation. And they show that we're capable of making big fundamental changes when we need to. And this is another one of those moments. The game, we've heard that from you, our players, that the game has become, you know, more predictable than we'd like and too formulaic.
Yeah.
And frankly, we think that we can make the game more rewarding and exciting. And
Change things up.
right, yes, exactly. And part of that is because the chapter model was limiting. You know, it took 18 months, longer than that.
What are you
in order
talking
to
about,
do
man?
all hands on deck to
The
support.
season, you release
And,
like
that
the
intensity
same
and lead times
formulaic
didn't really
content
leave
throughout
that
the
much room
seasons
to
too. What
react
the
to
hell are
player
you talking
feedback,
about?
address longstanding issues. So, you know, we saw this past year as a transition year, and while we learned a lot, we knew that we needed greater change. So we're going to be doing more this year. Like you said, we want to create ESO with the community. It's something that players have been asking us to do for a
Okay,
really
well, I
long
did
time,
not
right?
want
To
Thieves
pause
Guild, and none
and
of those
work
things are
on
on.
addressing pain points and building the future of ESO together. This is the beginning of a major shift, just like one Tamriel was a decade ago, where we're going to be making major changes. Just
Yeah,
in
I
a
mean, that
really
update
little
was
way.
awesome though.
Yeah, and you know, when we were talking internally about the future of ESO, one of the founding pillars of conversations was that of player trust and something internally we were calling the dev community feedback loop.
Yeah.
So we know that we've always incorporated player feedback in the dev process, but we know that we could have greater transparency and just be better about following up with the community. Like Nick was saying, the chapter model that we had been following for the past few years, the whole timeline was like this speeding train that we couldn't really stop, and it really did restrict our ability to just be more flexible. But I think with seasons, that's really going to introduce an opportunity to allow us to listen and react a lot more to community feedback in a much better way. So what does this look like for all of you? It means earlier visibility into the things that we're working on. It means engaging with you earlier in the process and sharing the results of your input on dev efforts, all of which we know that you've been asking for.
Okay,
for a
work
really
on
long time.
PvP.
Exactly. So with seasons, every team at ZOS, including leadership like Susan and Nick, consider player engagement and trust to be the foundation upon which ESO's future is
Okay,
built.
fix
You'll
PvP.
see this in different forms as we evolve our approach and explore what works best for us
Oh my
and
God,
for you.
these-
It may take shape in the way of earlier and more frequent first look and community Q&A live streams, articles
Okay.
and video content, or early polls, Reddit AMAs, or feedback and preference surveys.
I mean, that's
We
fine.
recognize that actions do speak louder than words, though, and we've already begun laying the groundwork for some of the dev community feedback loop efforts with things like the Guild Summit we held early last year, which informed some of the efforts you're going to hear about today.
Yep.
And the long-term class identity, vision, goals, and roadmap we shared last December. We'll continue to expand and evolve based on your feedback. So later in the show, you'll also hear more about our community collaboration and next steps as we develop ESO together. All of this resulted in the big changes we're going to be talking about and sharing with all of you today.
All right, let's hear
Nick
it.
and Susan, let's hop right into what's coming to ESO.
Let's see.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to welcome you to our new content model, Seasons. With Seasons, updates and content will still arrive quarterly, but we're moving away from that predictable templated release cadence that players are familiar with, that featured zone, dungeons, and so on. We're still going to be telling incredible stories and exploring new areas of Tamriel and beyond. But the delivery will be different. Each season may look completely different. This will give us the flexibility to make our game more exciting.
I mean, I like
and
new
invest in
zones.
addressing long-standing pain
It's
points,
like,
right?
what
Add
do I?
features and improvements players have been asking for, and update and iterate on the core game rather than always just chasing something brand new. Key difference is variety and choice. We want to be building what's important to you.
What's gonna
players,
make
and
me
we
want to
believe
spend
that,
money?
this new model
That's
is the best
what
way to
I
do
want to
so.
know. Because
So, speaking of big changes, now is a good point for us to talk about one of the first big changes that we're going to be introducing. We've always charged for most of the new content and features because they were part of the whole chapter model. You got the chapter and
okay, I'm
we
listening.
felt like ultimately that this created barriers to play where depending on whether you owned a chapter or not, depending on whether you could play with your friends or not, and with so many versions and
Hold
DLCs
up.
on sale at any
She's
given
cooking.
time, it could actually get pretty confusing to try and sort out what you needed to buy to play with your friends.
Yep, one of the biggest questions we always got.
Absolutely. So we're going to change that. Starting with season 0, all new content and features are all going to be available for free for anyone who owns ESO or who plays via Xbox Game Pass or
Wait,
PlayStation
what?
Plus.
Yeah, this is a really exciting change. So it's going to include if we do any new zones or any new stories or new systems that we release.
Exactly. To be specific, there will still be some paid content, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later. But in general,
What?
the things that were rolled out as part of chapters, those will just be game updates from now on. And
What?
speaking of game updates,
Okay.
this is also probably a good
Dude,
time
I
to
gotta
point out
see what
that
this
as
chat
part
is
of all
saying.
of this, with update 49 in March, we are going to go ahead and roll the Thieves Guild,
What?
the Dark Brotherhood, and Arsenium into that main game as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is a
Dude,
huge change.
what
for
is
ESO,
happening?
And I really love that we're not just making all the new content available to everybody, but to your point, it's just going to be so much simpler for
Okay.
players to understand what to buy to. All right, now let's talk a little
What?
bit about the team's vision.
That's
for how
crazy.
seasons are gonna work
Okay.
in ESO. Susan, what would you say makes up a typical season?
Well, for
What?
starters, I kind of hope we don't actually have typical seasons. That's kind of the point of all of this.
Touche.
So the seasons themselves can actually be anything we want them to be in terms of content. But
What?
experimentation, variety, you're going to hear those words a lot today. Trying new things. These are the touchstones that we are building
What?
seasons on.
I
still
am
gonna be the
stun
originals,
locked.
unlike.
I don't know.
We'll mix in new systems, features, stories.
That's
so
weird.
all
That's
of those
crazy.
things that
How are they
everyone
gonna
knows and
make
loves
money?
about ESO. But we want to look at them through a new lens and ask ourselves about everything. Okay, but like, what if? Right? So stuff like, what if there were dragons here? Or what if you could do this content solo instead of with a group? Or what if you did this content with a group? What's up in Winterhold? So all of that said,
True.
seasons are going to happen 4 times a year. They will be 3 months long, and each one is going to
Big
contain
brain.
a Tamriel tome and access to the Gold Coast Bazaar. And one last big change as part of this, and absolutely one of those things that we said, okay, but what if about when we launch update 49 in March, we are going to move to a simultaneous release schedule with PC and consoles now releasing on the same day. Their patches, their updates, all of
I mean,
that.
that's kind of good.
That's really cool, and I think that
Good for people
really
that
kind
make
of
like
mirrors
videos
what
about
exactly we're
that.
trying to do here this year with taking a look at things that we've always done just because we've always done it that way, and identifying areas where we can change things up and make things better for the community.
Yeah,
Shoot.
actually based on player requests.
Yes.
That okay, but what if? That is actually exactly how we came around to doing the simultaneous releases. we had a few people in the team go, okay, well, actually, can we?
What if we
Yeah,
did?
can we
do
just
it?
do this?
Let's do it.
Love it.
So,
I like that. What if? That's
all
cool.
of that said, Nick, you want to talk about the roadmap?
I do, yes. Very exciting.
I've been waiting.
I have.
All right, let's see it.
And yeah, exactly. We want to.
Dude, not having to pay for new zones? That's crazy.
We want to walk away from too predictable and instead be exciting, different. Something that players also have been asking us a lot for is more transparency, more visibility into what's coming.
Dude, I don't
In
care
the
about
past,
that.
We've held a lot back, like until the last minute.
Why?
But we're trying to be more transparent, and
I don't want to know like
try to
everything I'm
provide players
getting
with an
before I
idea of what
play.
to
Like that's like
expect,
a
what we're
hot
thinking.
take, but
Just
like
know that
I don't.
this
I want to
is,
be surprised.
it's a living plan, right? And things may change, and we want that. That's part of this. We don't want to be beholden to an 18-month
Claimed. I got 3
roadmap that we
crates.
can't adjust. We want to
Okay.
be able to change based on feedback and what we learn. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming to Tamriel in 2026. There's a lot on this roadmap, and I'm going to list these off quickly, but we're going to go into more of these later, either in the stream or in upcoming announcements.
No, man.
So
This
in
game's
Season
dead.
0, players can experience the first ever event zone, the night market. And that's going to be, it's going to be a lot more challenging than our usual content. We're also going to be launching a whole suite of changes to improve visuals for class and weapon abilities and start to provide better class identity and make more builds viable. We'll have brand new Thieves Guild
PvP.
content coming later this year. So, the next Thieves Guild story in the game. There'll be new stories, some new systems to experience the content with, like the Vault, rumors, favors, and dynamic events. Shia Gorath is returning to Tamriel. I'm personally very excited for players to experience this story.
Okay.
Let's see, there will be a new trial for our in-game community. And for players who prefer to take the game on solo, we have a few things coming.
High Seas of Tamriel.
We're planning to launch an early version of Overland difficulty. There's a lot that we want to do here. So this is just a first step for this highly requested feature. But again, just like we were talking about earlier, this is something we want to get to players soon and adjust based on feedback and do more with it in the future. So, and we're also introducing solo dungeons later in the year, where players will get to take on some of our existing dungeons and new solo modes with dedicated rewards. Like Overland difficulty, we're planning to start small here, so maybe 2 or 3 dungeons to begin with. We want to see what players think and if they want more.
That's awesome. It seems like a really good.
Why'd that go away?
Yes,
Who's reading?
Yes, exactly. Like, in fact, we're planning to have, things are currently in development, so it may change, but we're planning to have multiple modes, including a story mode.
Oh, cool.
So that's something that, I personally experience. I know that our players have experienced where they just want to do the quest, but groups will just run ahead
and enjoy the story.
Right.
Yeah, I
exactly.
mean, that's true.
And also other modes for, more of players who want more of a challenge. So we want to have like different levels of difficulty for solo.
That's exciting.
I'm super excited about this because I'm a solo player. I love playing MMOs. I like a lot of other people being around me playing, but I like to play by myself.
Yep.
And so I'm really excited for all of those changes.
Yeah, true that.
Yes, very excited too. That's going to be coming in 2026, and if players like it, then more to come. Let's see what else. We're doing some experimental content. So like there's some that's it's involving seas and ships and naval battles. Pirates, yep. We're trying things out and still figuring it out, but the team has the space to run with their best ideas here, and that's something that we want. Let's see, we're investing pretty heavily in PvP this year, and we're providing many player experience improvements and addressing a lot of pain points that players have expressed. Both of these, what we're going to do here for PvP and for addressing these, we're going to talk more in a bit. So as mentioned earlier, like this new approach is going to hopefully allow us to work hand in hand with our desire to craft ESO's future with and for the community. We want to hear your thoughts and feedback early.
Dude, I mean, that sounds
Help us
crazy.
build the Tamriel that you want to experience.
What's also really cool about this new way of allowing the dev team to kind of experiment a little bit more is they'll participate in game jams, maybe once a year or so. And I think having them have the opportunity to potentially put some of these really kind of creative and unique ideas into the game is going to be really exciting for players.
Yes, and actually that's happening. One of
Hmm.
the, well, I'm not ready to talk about it.
Oh,
just
come
yet,
on,
but-
Nick. Just
Yeah,
between
come
us.
on, man. Talk,
But that's
talk
happening.
about it. I really
that
want
we
to
are
know
actually releasing
about
things that came out of the
whatever
game
this
jam
is.
that were
love
purely
that.
like passion projects from the people here at ZOS, and we're putting them in the game. And I think there's going to be a lot more of that. In the
Oh, that's
future.
so exciting. I've seen some of them, and I wonder which ones they are. That's exciting.
I have a pretty good idea.
I
All
don't
right,
know
so
what the
as we
hell's
look
happening.
to the future, we want to share what we're working on with you, like we have said much earlier. And
Okay,
more
what
often
is
than
it?
We have in the past, and hopefully everything
What's
we're
this
going through
Nightmare
right now
Bazaar or
is a
whatever?
testament to that. And in turn, we want to get your feedback earlier and more often as well. So this means we may share
Oh.
things with you that range anywhere from the early conceptual phase to actively in development, things that are not yet set
I
in
don't know why
stone.
you would want to hear
This
about
concept could
some
be
angry nerd that's
experimental,
like, you ruined my
invention, or
favorite
something we're
class,
actively
you
developing
stupid
and need
woman.
live feedback on. So this is a big pivot for us, and while it won't
Is
happen
that really
overnight,
what you want to
you'll see
hear?
it continue to
Feedback
evolve
from
over time
players?
based on your
Players are
feedback.
dumb,
Yeah,
okay?
exactly. Like we want to be more transparent. We want to change the way that we engage with the community to be more transparent,
Why?
more collaborative,
Why?
and provide more opportunities for
People are dumb. I
player
wouldn't
input and
want to do
feedback,
that.
so that we can incorporate that into our plans. So, recent surveys, posts asking for feedback and suggestions, showing the roadmap like we are today with the farther outlook, like those are just steps in that direction.
Right. So as we head into 2026 seasons and ESO's next era, all of you will play a critical role in the game's future development.
will?
So please do continue to let us know what you'd like to see and hear from us on our official social media
Skyrim.
channels, forums, Reddit, Discord servers, and the feedback surveys we send out.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we just want to make the game that the community wants to be in and enjoy.
Yes.
You know?
I mean,
It is a
that's-
game. Should be
that's
fun.
fair.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now let's take a closer look at what's in Season 0 specifically. We're going to start things off here with two things that Susan actually touched on earlier, Tamriel Tomes and the Gold Coast Bazaar. These are two brand new
Okay, what is
features
this?
launching with Season 0 that are going to allow you to earn all sorts of in-game rewards. And we will also talk about how ESO Plus evolves in this new seasonal world. Afterwards, we're going to get into the night market and a whole slew of quality of
Well, like,
life improvements.
yeah,
that
how
we're
are they gonna
definitely
make
gonna wanna
money?
hear. But first, Susan, why don't you talk to us about Tamriel Tomes?
Sure.
Yeah.
So Terminal Tomes is our take on a battle pass for ESO. And each season is going to have a unique Terminal Tome that is available for the duration of the fall season.
Oh, God.
Everyone will have access to the free version of the season's tome, and you'll progress the tome by completing weekly and seasonal challenges and earning tome points. You earn points, you unlock pages in the tome, and then you can use those points to choose your rewards. When the team set out to design Tamriel Tomes, we
God,
wanted
that
to make
sounds
sure that
awful.
it met a few really important goals for us. First, we wanted everyone to be able to participate in it. No matter what your interests are or how you play ESO, challenges will cover everything from quests to trials to PvP.
What if I like
crafting,
just
dungeons.
standing still in a zone?
You'll have the
20
option
hours.
to re-roll the weekly challenges during the season if you aren't interested in the current options that you've got on deck for that week.
Nice.
Yeah. So players will be able to re-roll on their own. Like they don't have to wait for a maintenance or wait for us to do it. They can just say, I don't like these weekly challenges and just push a button.
Yeah, exactly. Second, it was really important to us that this had compelling rewards. The team designed the free tome to include exciting rewards all season long. So in season 0, for example,
So
you'll be able
what?
to earn
It's
new cosmetics. There's a brand new
What?
armor. There are 10, I think, weapon styles. There's a new skill style for vigor. And
Oh,
additionally,
man.
you're going to be able to earn 8,000 seals of endeavor, 6 crates,
wow.
furnishings, trade bars, which we'll talk about in a minute, and even more stuff.
So
over the
this
course
is
of the
what they
season.
want us
And
to
yes,
pay
I
money
did just say you
for?
can
Is
earn Seals of Endeavor as
like
part
armor?
of Tamriel Tomes, and that's part of the big drive to cut down on complexity and confusion. We wanted to move away from having multiple types of challenge lists to complete every single day. I don't know about you, I have enough to-do lists
Yes.
in my life on a normal basis. I need things a little bit simpler when I go home and I want to relax and play the game. So
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
going to go ahead and
that's
eliminate the
fine.
daily login rewards and the endeavors challenge systems, but we're moving all of that into Tamriel tomes. So you will earn Endeavor seals as part of the tome system now. And the things that you used to encounter in the daily login rewards, those would be the sorts of things that are available for you to select from within the tomes.
So just
okay.
streamlined. Lots of rewards, still streamlined.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one
That's-
other thing, just
that's
building
fine.
on that, is that the challenges are weekly and seasonal, as opposed to Endeavors, which we had the dailies and the weeklies, and it's like it does feel like, oh no, I have to do this today, I have to do this today. So we're hoping that
Yeah,
the weekly
all right.
nature of this is going to allow more flexibility for players.
Yeah,
I mean,
just kinda
that's
release some of that
fine.
pressure.
That's more like
Needing to log
normal.
in every day.
Yes.
I
You don't
was
wanna
I
miss.
was kind of bummed out if I knew I wasn't going to complete. I would
Like your
do-
daily login if you're away for a few days or something. It's like, oh, I guess I'm not going to get this.
I'd do one of the Endeavors challenges,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "Oh, cool, I did that," and then I'd look at the other ones, and I'd be like, well,
Remember when they
actually,
released
your completions
Murkmire
didn't
as
follow
like a
those. So yeah,
as a
So,
daily
anyway,
login once? That's how
hopefully
I got
this
that
is more
one.
engaging, engaging way to do all of this. We're excited about it.
Okay.
So the last thing to note with the Tamriel tomes is that there are 2 paid premium upgrade options that are going to be available for Tamriel
Ooh,
tomes.
that
And
would get.
depending
What
on
do you
those
want me to
upgrades
buy
are,
money
they're gonna
with?
unlock additional
No
tiers of
time
reward
limit
choices.
to
There'll be bonus
complete.
items. There'll be additional cosmetics. There's a personality, amount, outfit styles, and more stuff that will happen there.
Available
So
with
both of the
purchase.
premium options, you will also get the ability to keep unlocking pages and rewards in a season's tome even after the season ends.
Nice.
So you
Okay,
can
I
actually
like
complete
that.
it on your own schedule in your own timeline.
Okay.
Also, one thing
It's
I
just
do want to
more
quickly note is
mounts.
that we are not taking away any rewards for completing things in game, like the dungeon hard modes or doing quests or what have you. This is just going to be another way for everyone to earn different types of rewards.
I
by
mean,
doing
yeah, that
various
sounds fine.
activities. All right, so this seems like a good
So
time
it's just
to
a
talk about
battle
Gold Coast
pass.
Bazaar, which was the other thing that you had mentioned. This is the new in-game storefront that will allow
Oh.
you to unlock in-game rewards just by playing through the game. And it will also be a way to acquire older items, which is, again, something that we've seen from the
Okay.
community that they've been wanting for a pretty long time.
I like that.
Yep. I mean, yeah. So Tamriel Tomes is going to offer a lot of unique rewards, like both the free and the paid tracks, but we didn't want to stop there. So yeah, we're launching the Gold Coast Bazaar alongside our first season, and it's a store dedicated to earnable rewards for players. So just like you said, over the years, we've introduced so many limited time cosmetics through Golden Pursuits, daily login rewards, Twitch
Yeah, that's
streams, the
true.
anniversary spotlights, events, and so on.
Why not
And if
just
you
let
missed
people
them,
earn
it was
zones
either
through that?
impossible to get them again, or we would reintroduce them like
But I
unpredictably
guess the
or through
zones are now
system.
all free.
The
I don't know how
Bazaar
that
provides
works.
a consistent and reliable place for players to finally be able to claim these rewards. We'll also have some utility items and some new, brand new items that have never been seen before in the Bazaar, and we're going
That's
to
cool.
continue to add to the Bazaar over time. In fact, in the future, we're planning to make some previous crates and their contents earnable in the Bazaar. That's something else that players have asked for.
Yep.
That's not going to be present in season 0, but it'll likely be in the next season or the season after.
Isn't
that.
it season
Let's see,
1? Like, I am
items,
very
are going
confused.
to rotate in and out, but we're trying to avoid frustrating FOMO. Most items will be up for long durations, like the entirety of a season or longer.
Okay.
And we're hoping to bring things back quickly. You may have noticed that I keep saying earnable. So to redeem items from the Bazaar, players will need trade bars. And trade bars are primarily earned in Tamriel tomes and also elsewhere in the game. We've
So by
tried.
playing the game.
Yes,
Mm,
exactly.
okay.
We've tried to balance this carefully with the majority of trade bars in the free track of the tomes. We're planning to include a small amount in the paid version as a bonus reward for players who support the game,
Yeah, okay.
with the remaining earned through other in-game activities. Now, some of the things we're talking about are things that you previously earned from events. Well, we're getting rid of event tickets with seasons.
Oh,
So
thank you.
players who have event tickets will receive an appropriate amount of trade bars for the number of event tickets that they have. But unlike event tickets, there's going to be no cap for how many
Nice.
trade bars players can have. Yep. And critically, trade bars cannot
Perfect.
be purchased for crowns. They must be earned by playing the game. So
Perfect.
the Bazaar, it's designed to give players more options and choice over the rewards that that you earn. Right? There will be around 100 items. in
We-
the Gold
we
Coast
won.
Bazaar in the first season.
Guys, we
more
got the
coming
good
each season.
timeline.
That's great. So this calls back to players asking for more ways to earn rewards just by playing the game.
Yes, exactly.
Nick, is the change with event tickets, is that coming with season 0?
Yes, that is coming with season 0.
Wow.
That's great. Okay, so
What
we've
a
talked a bit about
honest
Tamriel
question
Tomes and the
that
Gold Coast
she
Bazaar at this
definitely
point.
wasn't
So
staged.
ESO Plus also was a part of the holistic design when we were thinking about how to give players more choice and how they earn rewards in game and more ways to earn through gameplay specifically.
Okay, I got all my
So,
crates.
Susan, can you tell us a
Okay,
little bit
5.
about how Tamriel Tomes and the Gold Coast Bazaar interface with ESO Plus and what this means for those players? Sure.
Yeah, what the heck is
so,
ESO
for
Plus for
starters,
now?
First,
Just a
most
crafting
important,
bag?
we aren't changing the price of ESO Plus, and we're not taking anything away from it. ESO Plus members are going to continue to have access to all of the past chapters and DLCs, but they're also going to get new benefits layered on top of the membership that already exists, starting with season 0. So
Ooh.
first, Plus subscribers will get a monthly grant of tome points to spend on any of the tome rewards.
Ooh,
and they're also
big,
actually gonna earn
huge.
tome points at an accelerated rate.
Nice.
And then beginning with this month, any ESO Plus subscribers will receive credit every month towards a free Premium Plus season upgrade. Now, once you've accumulated 12 months of being subscribed, and that's total months, you will be awarded a Premium Plus season upgrade that you can spend on any season.
Now, we do have some new improvements coming for everyone, and ESO Plus subscribers will have some extra benefits.
I don't
for a
know
few
what
of the
that
things
means.
that Susan will talk about in just a
Like,
second.
I literally have no clue what
Let's
these
actually
mean.
get into those game improvements now, because there is a lot
Okay.
of stuff in here that addresses some
What do you got?
long-standing requests and pain points, and I'm personally really excited about this stuff.
I'm very excited to share all this stuff. It's a lot.
Yay!
Okay, so let's
Yay,
dig
I'm,
into the list.
I'm excited too.
With season 0, we're going to start to see updates from a new team that has been devoted to finding and focusing on the community's
Oh.
most requested quality of life features and other improvements.
What is it?
So they have been gathering these from community wish lists,
I
from
don't know what
surveys,
that
from summits, from lurking on forums, and seeing what you all are talking about.
Making
They
our
are
own
looking
companion?
at, last year's request that we put out, for example, for top pain points, and using all of that to build a backlog of work that they can
Okay,
do
what
at their
is
time
it?
to. So we're going to keep doing more of that in the future as we continue to build out this group's schedule of work as well. So update 49 will include the first wave of all of these changes, specifically focused on reducing friction and respecting player playtime.
Okay, so what
To
is
start
it?
with, we're going to add the ability to respec skills and attributes directly from the UI at no cost.
Nice.
We kind of thought of this as, we talk all about being experimental. Hey, why don't you guys get experimental as well?
Let players do that too.
Yeah. Yep. So we're going to go back to the 30-day listing window for guild traders. We didn't really see a lot of effect from the change that we rolled in previously, and nobody really liked it. So we're going to go ahead and roll that back out. And
All
take it
right,
back to 30
okay.
days.
Great.
We are making outfit slots account-wide. We're adding faster rider training. We're going to allow for 3 stat increases instead of 1 at a time. And speaking of riding, we are adding a brand new mount available for gold, and we're going to move 16 mounts out of the crown store and put those up for gold purchase as well.
Okay.
So
Cool.
we are also increasing the furnishing limits on over half of our houses as part of a plan to boost furnishing limits across all of our houses. For example,
Okay.
the cap on large homes is going to increase from 328 to 415.
Nice.
That's big
There's
news.
going to be so much more room for activities.
Yeah.
Susan, that's actually a very frequent question we get from the community, is increasing furnishing limits so they can add more to their house.
So what
And
is exactly what I
previously, We
wanted.
had looked at it and there were some technical limitations, but what has changed
Okay,
now?
I
when we
will
were
be
able to
right
do this?
back.
So this technical limitations do still exist for some of our houses. One of the things that we looked at, in that spirit, going back to, as I said earlier, that spirit of, okay, but what if? What we looked at here was, we said, all right, well, let's try and solve this problem. We can't solve it for every single house across the board right now. There are still technical limitations related to the largest of our houses. But that doesn't mean we can't update some of the others as we go. So that's kind of how we're looking at it. Let's not hold the whole thing if we can make a large chunk of it better while we continue to solve the problem behind the scenes for the rest.
That's great.
We are also going to go ahead and add longer antiquities exploration times, and we're increasing the duration across all difficulties. And for those last two in particular, ESO Plus subscribers will get an additional boost above and beyond what the standard value is. So all in all, we're still a few months away from the update. There might be a few more things. In fact, there are probably some more things that Nick knows about that I don't actually know about yet that are going to make it into that. So we'll talk about those over the next couple of months as we lead up to the updates. And then the last thing is with this group, which I'm excited about, they've got longer term stuff going on in the background as well. So these are things that won't be in the next update, but the team is busy working on some bigger, longer initiatives like allowing guilds to send mail to their guild members, crossplay, and guild housing, and more. That's exciting.
Love how you just kind of casually drop something like guild mail and then move on from it.
Do you know we have so much stuff to talk about today? Like if we if we weren't casual about some of them, we'd never stop talking to each other.
I suspect viewers wouldn't mind if this went for 5 or 6 hours and we just talk about everything. All right, so let's now shift over to the night market. Nick, why don't you first cover what exactly an event zone is?
Yeah. So an event zone is
Okay.
it's the first
Sorry
type
about that.
of new experimental content, and the night market is our first one of these. And the core idea behind the event zone is it's simple. It's limited time, highly focused, and it's designed for us to try new concepts, mechanics, and importantly, new difficulty levels.
What did I miss?
So it gives the team the space to be creative and gather feedback. The night market, it's a PvE zone. It's set in Fargrave, and it's filled with challenging encounters. We wanted to experiment with a zone designed to be genuinely difficult. So this zone is specifically geared toward experienced players and groups, but it's designed to be accessible by
It's gonna be
anyone.
nothing.
It's a fantastic place to try group content for the first time. You don't need a guild to have fun here, but we're hoping that it's a fun place for guilds to take on.
Yeah.
And we believe that the zone's difficulty will naturally encourage players to work together. To be clear, like this is, we talked about Overland difficulty earlier. This is not Overland difficulty. We are also doing Overland difficulty later in 2026, but this zone is going to be, more difficult. The night market's going to feature 3 factions, and you can choose one to align with each time the zone becomes available, and there will be a competition between the factions to see who can make the most progress in the night market. Like any zone, the night market is going to have its own unique rewards, and the most notable is a brand new house that players will unlock and upgrade by progressing through the zone. I think the house is pretty cool and unique, and it's going to be the first time there's a bank that's actually included inside the home.
How cool.
Yeah.
So we're planning to release also a brand new functional reward type with the event zone that we think is going to affect gameplay in an exciting way. The night market begins on April 29th and will run through mid-June, but this isn't a one and done event. We're planning to bring it back at least once in 2026, and if players enjoy it, we can bring it back more often in the future or potentially make it permanent. We're introducing this content to gather feedback and data on what works, and we'll take those learnings and apply them potentially to this event zone, to the next event zone, or even future seasonal content to ensure that we're always
whatever, more content, that's fine.
All right, so in addition to the event zone, we also have the first wave of updates for the class and combat work we talked about in December, going live with Season 0. So, Nick, would you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Like we've been talking about throughout this, the health of the base game and reinvesting in existing parts of the game is really
that
important.
sounds fine.
The improvements that Susan just talked about are one step in that direction. And another one is that we're planning to invest heavily. We are investing heavily in foundational experience of ESO. So as part of that, we're
multi-classing. Really screwed it up.
This is ongoing. It's going to be released in parts over the course of the next few years. So this isn't just a single update. The responses from the class survey we shared last September and the combat and vision roadmap we released in December, those were crucial in helping us to prioritize and shape the team's work on this. What's going to be included as part of this? First is a visual refresh for all of our classes and combat skill lines.
I mean,
and also
I don't
mechanical
know what that
updates to
means.
reduce floatiness and deliver a more modern feel.
Female
ESO was
werewolf
made
model?
over 10 years ago, right?
That's
Close to 12
exactly
years at
what
this
we
point, and
wanted.
we've learned a lot since then. And newer classers have benefited from that. We want all classes to benefit from what we've learned, while still feeling unique and staying true to their core. Critically, we remain dedicated to the play your way core combat pillar. However, we recognize that with the introduction of subclassing, that's created issues at odds with that goal, specifically impacting class identity, pure classes, build viability, and flexibility. We're
You
working
done
on
goofed.
addressing these issues with these efforts. We want class identity to be clearer. We want pure classes to be competitive, and we want as many builds as possible to be viable across all content. So the first major wave of this work is arriving in March, and the March update will feature the Dragon Knight class, and that will include a visual refresh for many of its abilities. It's really cool to see how these are shaping up, and I really can't wait for players to get to experience them.
What is the first person views, man?
We're
What's
also
the
making
these
adjustments
third
to the skill
person?
lines to make them feel like a more complete kit, to make pure classes more viable. As a bonus, you can also earn a full set of blue skill styles for Dragon Knight abilities in-game in Season 0.
I will never buy
We're
that.
also, as part of
I'll
the March
never
update,
care about that.
including a visual refresh for the two-handed weapon skill line, and we're going to keep working on those weapon skill lines as a part of this. We're also going to be revamping werewolf visuals. That will likely come in June, and that'll include the werewolf model. And as part of that, we're actually going to be including a female werewolf model that's going to be free, and that's something the players have been requesting for years.
Oh yes.
And so we're just going to keep going with this.
No comment. I could make a comment, but I'm not
multiple
going
times a
to.
year. And again, feedback is an important part of this. We want to hear from players. Is this the right direction? What should we be doing?
No, it's not.
As part of this.
Who cares?
To be clear, this doesn't mean that we won't make other changes to classes along the way. We do want to address outstanding issues throughout development, not just focus on one class at a time at the expense of all else. However, our primary focus will be on addressing each class holistically, revamping them both visually and mechanically, again, to modernize them and tackle major player concerns like class identity, build viability, and flexibility. It's a different way we could go about it is to try to hit many classes all at once, again, and again, but taking a step back and looking at the classes, looking where we want the classes
Won't
to be,
that
again,
just
based
make
on feedback from
multi-classes
players.
stronger if
We
you
thought it was really
like pick?
important to be able to do this as well as
I
possible.
don't get that.
I think it's also important for us to touch on PvP and some things that we're doing for the PvP
Oh, wow.
community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's
I mean,
see.
like I mentioned earlier when we were going over the roadmap, we are making some pretty big investments in PvP this year. So first, we'll continue our PvP vengeance work after the March update, and we'll share learnings and a new plan shortly after that. We're going to be launching a new PvP progression system that's going to include dedicated PvP rewards, including unique cosmetics that we're planning to update regularly, and that's likely coming in June. The team's also bringing back three-sided battlegrounds. That's, again, something that players have been asking for, probably starting with the three-sided battleground weekends to see what players think. If it's received positively, we'll make it available more often or potentially make it a permanent
Don't care.
mode.
I'm not. I don't care about
We'll be
that.
addressing pain points and quality of life improvements with PvP. Just a few examples. We're planning to add ways to get around Cyrodiil faster. We're going to be fixing the Alessia, Ash, and Shaman keeps to stop the issue of players slingshotting into the inner keeps, which players have understandably expressed frustration about. We're fixing a couple of battleground maps like Reeman's Folly and Huntsman's Fortress to address spawn camping issues. And those are just a few examples. There will be more things like this over the course of the next year. And just like everything we've talked about today, all of this will be available to all players who own ESO, no new chapter or DLC required. This focus on base game health, transparency, and listening to your feedback, it's not just a temporary goal. It's the foundation of our new model and the key to ESO's future.
Sounds
I've said
lame.
this before, but ESO is nothing. It's nothing without you, the players, and we truly believe that by building
Come on, he's talking to me.
that we can make the next decade of Elder Scrolls Online the best one yet.
All right. Well, we covered a lot in this show. And while we'll have web articles going up with more details shortly, we did just want to quickly summarize everything we just went through. So
Okay.
first, seasons are coming to ESO. This is going to introduce a host of new and varied and sometimes even experimental content that will be free for all ESO players. Each
Hey.
season will also introduce a Tamriel tome. This is going to give you new ways
Ooh.
to unlock in-game rewards with both paid
Chaos
and free
now.
options. And we're adding the Gold Coast Bazaar for even more items.
Big
Season
good.
0 is going to kick off all of those quality of life features that we covered, in addition to the visual refresh and mechanic updates for the classes and the combat skill lines. As a reminder, the next game update will roll out March 9th on all platforms simultaneously. And moving forward, all updates and patches are also going to occur on the same day,
Wow.
which is really exciting for console players. Season 0 is officially going to kick off on April 2nd, along with the first Tamriel tome. And that's going to be followed by the night market launching on April 29th. And remember, if you want to get a first look at Season 0 and a lot of the things we covered today, it will be available on the test server next week.
Yes.
So your feedback on
No,
our
I
future
don't
plans,
care
as
about
we've said a
that.
few times throughout today's stream, whether it's about Season 0,
Yeah.
Update 49, or anything
I
else from the
wouldn't.
roadmap, is
I'm not a
very
test.
important to us.
I'm not a
And
test
we're eager to
server
hear
guy.
what you think about the future of our game. So watch for a survey link in chat following today's stream. If you miss it, don't worry, we'll share it a few different places too. Speaking
Wow.
of, let's return to this year's roadmap. As you might have noticed, there's a lot of fun stuff listed there for this year's seasons. We can't wait to share more
So,
details
like,
with all of you during our Seasons Direct this spring.
oh my god,
For
I
more on
hate
Season 0
seasons.
specifically, we'll also have more live streams and previews between now and the season launch, including one
Wow.
next week, I think, right?
We will be talking with the team who is doing a lot of those quality of life features, so we can just get into more detail about a lot of those things.
So stay tuned for
Sounds
details on our
great.
website and social channels soon.
We want to give a huge thank you to our special guests, Nick and Susan, for joining us in this very important live stream today.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
either of you have any final words for the ESO community?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you to hosting us on this live stream. Thanks
Yeah.
Nick, for hanging out here on the couch and talking about all this stuff with all of us.
Thanks.
And
Telling
a
us about
big
seasons.
thank you to all of you. We're so excited to share this with you. Thank you for being a part of Tamriel for this last decade and more.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for playing and for supporting this
Excuse
game
me.
that we love. And welcome to the next decade of Elder Scrolls Online.
It's going to be
Yeah.
fun.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ESO
thanks.
is changing, but we are really excited to start this journey of seasons and work together with all of you a lot more.
Yay.
Thanks for tuning in today.
I see ya. Get the heck out of here. I like how they're doing the thing where they're talking and they're like okay, thank you for watching. Seasons seasons are bad. I don't like seasons. I don't really care for it. Kind of lame, kind of boring, kind of stupid. Some of the quality of life stuff, like getting rid of event tickets, the new, like everything being free, that's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about that. Everything being free, I really don't want to get like get rated somewhere or something. Everything being free is kind of weird. But like I don't really like, yeah, ESO dies in 2026. I don't like, yeah, I don't like the seasons, man. I just don't like the seasons, man. They're just so not good. They're just trash. It's a trash system, and like World of Warcraft has seasons. You know, every game has seasons. League of Legends has seasons. It's all just, oh man, I hate live service. Yeah. It's just like, live service season stuff, man. I hate that. So, and then the battle passes, I don't know, man. That sounds awful. But some of the quality of life stuff, yeah, that sounds fine. Like, yeah, all right. And ESO Plus, I mean, there's no reason to sub to ESO Plus unless you want the crafting bag and crates. But, like, yeah, all right. Some of it sounds good. A lot of it's like hit and miss, and like the Bazaar and Gora, just like, oh, okay, whatever. I don't know. Some of these sound fine. I like getting rid of the like grindiness of that. That's cool. and like, changing that way, but some of it just sounds like trash, Yeah, I guess only time can tell, right? How good it is. Last one is seasons past? No, that was like season 1. Wait, so what was that? Why are they saying season 0? Like it's like, why do they keep saying season 0? Wasn't last one the season of the worm cult? Wasn't that a season? So like I am very confused about what the hell is happening. Like so now it's not, so now you don't have to pay for zones, but you have to pay for a battle pass every 3 months or something. Like I am very confused. So I guess we'll kind of see. We'll kind of see how that works out. Because I don't know about that, man. I just don't know about how good the season will be. I'm not a fan of them at all. Like not even a bit. Like seasons to me is like that's like that's like a death blow to a game. Like, oh, we're having seasons. Like every game has seasons now, and it's like I don't know, man. All these quality of life stuff seems good. The class revamps, whatever else, like everything that they showed in that regard seems cool. But like the seasons and all that's nonsense. I'm not hyped about that. But I guess like we'll have to see how this year goes. I don't know, man. So it doesn't the battle pass. I don't really know how well that will be, right? I don't know how much money that's gonna make. Like no offense, but I don't know if that's gonna be better than making zones and getting people to pay for the zones. Like I think that would be a lot easier to have people to pay for the zones rather than pay for battle passes. Like that's just insane. So like I can stomach paying for a zone, but like paying for cosmetics is like just seems kind of bad. I don't know, man. Well, I'm off. My thoughts. It's my final thoughts. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I mean, some of the stuff that they say, but I just don't know how well this game will be. Question mark. Like it just doesn't seem like it's in a good state, you know? So like I don't know. It just doesn't seem like from that it's in a good state. It seems like the game is like kind of like being put on maintenance mode kind of is my thoughts about it. It's like okay, we're cutting back all these zone stuff. We're doing like little like bits of, we're doing like a dungeon here, a little like bazaar here. We're giving you little trinkets to play with, but we're not actually gonna like collectively work on anything big. We're not gonna be like updating our zones much. It's like, kind of just like the game's gonna be put on like, yeah, put on maintenance mode pretty much, and like just kind of piece updated little tidbits here and there. That's kind of what I got from the seasons. So like I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but like I think this game's it's going it's going it's not looking good. I don't think, like I didn't get confident. I didn't get from like, it's like, yeah, here's to another decade of ESO. It's like when they were waving, it's like I'm not really like feeling pumped for the next decade of it, you know? I'm kind of like, well, this game's kind of being this game's kind of dying. At least with chapters, it was like, okay, you got like this new big zone, and now you have this new zone, and it's like, okay, we actually made an update. We actually gave you like good content, and now it's like, here's like a few like, here's a little small little thing here every few months. It's like that doesn't sound like a healthy game. That's like, yeah, this game's like going places. It seems like a game that's like put on maintenance. So we shall see. I don't know, man. I think it's cooked. But all right, some of this stuff seemed fine. All right, but I'm out of here. I will be on Friday for my regular stream, and I will see you guys then. All right, have a good one. Thanks for watching.